It is the 336 rivalry that never gets old when it hits the calendar each and every year. The Bombers and the Chargers set to do battle here in about 11 minutes. Justice Keene alongside Jake Croxton for this non-conference battle, and it truly doesn't get any better, especially when you've been off for 2 weeks when it's Bombers-Chargers.
It's been one of those weird weathered weeks, and here we are. I was supposed to be in Havana tonight, but it looks like I get to spend the evening with you watching a little Bomber and Charger basketball.
Absolutely. A good crowd on hand. The Bomber Cheer Squad did their annual clinic, and it's really neat for those younger kids to get to experience a full house in the JV game. Good handful of people stuck around, and that's always good to see. But it's also nice to get out of the house for a lot of people for the first time in 2 weeks after this winter weather pattern that's hit us.
Well, not everybody stuck around, but enough did, and you can, where we're stationed over here, we can look at the other side of the gym, and there's not many orange places that you have empty seats with.
It is the blackout theme for the Orange Crush student section tonight down on the floor as many more students continue to file their way in. Macomb and Illini West, let's talk a little bit about this here. Macomb, there's some rivalry. Justin Ellison, former head coach at Illini West, taken out last year, ousted from his position. Zach Keene, also history at Illini West. So there's a little bit more of a rivalry taste tonight when you have, two coaches on the Macomb staff who were successful at Illini West. Zach Keene won countless regionals and postseason events with the girls program for, a good 7-8 years. Justin Ellison had great records, 20-win season. So there's a little bit more of a rivalry feel to this one tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, there's a little depth to the coaching staff there anyway. He'll probably hate it if we say this, but, Jeremy Anderson one of these days is probably going to be in the Illinois Basketball Coaches Hall of Fame. But, he can turn around and turn it off to Justin Ellison or Zach Keene or Brian Langworthy as far as that goes. And those guys do work hard. They're always coaching up the guys on the bench. If he sees something he doesn't like when he's down in the box there, he can say a couple words and get the guy down there to one of the guys in the coaching staff, and they take care of business, and you put them back in, and things change when they go back.
Absolutely. And then on the other side, you can't mention the words Illini West or La Harpe or Dallas City or Carthage without the name Tim Lafferty.
Yep, it's always good to see Coach Lafferty. I really won't guess how old he is anymore. But we actually can remember him clear back at La Harpe Northwestern when he was coaching the Thunder over there for the football team. But he's been with the basketball team as well, and he's coming out of the locker room now shaking hands with people. That's a face that's probably also going to be in many halls of fame as we continue on.
Absolutely. Tim Lafferty, great guy as well, and a guy who knows West Central Illinois sports better than just about anybody. This is the Alan Thompson State Farm of Macomb pregame show. Special shout-out to Alan Thompson. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to him, and this is his pregame show for surprisingly great rates. Alan is there. We're about 8 minutes away from the opening tap between the Chargers and the Bombers. People continue to file this in. And then, another headline tonight that, we have to talk about a little bit is the 2-week break. And you never know, especially when you hit January and kind of that new year, you always kind of have to have in the back of your head, there may be 1 or 2 games that get knocked out because of some possible winter weather, and that's what both these teams have faced with Macomb, with the Moline shootout getting canceled, and then Illini West with the Hancock County tournament.
Well, you and I feel like we spent our entire lives in Western Hall for the holiday tournament, and that's really, I believe, for both teams, maybe the last time they played basketball.
It feels like it.
And even if it hasn't, you've had snow days and cold days and everything that we've had. But this is really the part of the season as we get into conference play where now it's time to figure out what you learned at Christmas. You're past the point in the season where you had you should have all your football rust gone. You should be ready to play basketball now. And this is the part of the season where you start to see teams heading for regionals, and they start to pull ahead of the haves versus the have-nots. So both of these teams are in 2A.
Yep.
And these teams do have a chance to see each other later down the line. And if you're going to do well tonight, you're probably going to do well in the regional as well.
Absolutely. Always a good tune-up before the postseason begins. Particularly, Illini West still looking for their first regional plaque since the consolidation. So a little bit of work to do there to get that plaque. Macomb and Illini West, again, a long time, good game and always a good crowd for this one as the captain's meeting just concluded at center court. Justin Ellison, Tim Lafferty chatting it up on the Bombers sideline. Justin Ellison, or Tim, was Justin's assistant at Illini West. But, again, like you said, we're in that part of the year where teams start to figure out and really have to play with the mindset of this is the most crucial part of the season. These next 4 or 5 weeks, this is where we have to be at our best.
Well, I think you just said it. Teams have to figure out. Let's expand on that for a minute. How many times have we already seen these teams this year?
Yes.
We were in the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. These two teams went head-to-head back at Thanksgiving, and Macomb's, they really got out to a pretty big lead in that game, but Illini West came all the way back in that game and forced overtime.
Double
overtime
yes.
at the very end. So, obviously, these teams have already met. And then you get through, and now it's conference play.
Yes.
So, let me ask you, Justice, what are the Bombers going to have to do tonight to keep Illini West in check?
So a couple key things. Don't think. I think this Macomb team overthinks a lot of things when it's really just about playing simplified basketball. Jeremy Anderson talks a lot about just go out there. If we execute our game plan, we'll come out on top. Another thing, they got to box out in the free throw line. You cannot let Illini West get on the boards. And also, keep the pace. Illini West is going to run with you. They're going to run you hard up and down the floor all night long, as we've seen from Colby Robertson, along with some of the other key players in their lineup, and they will run you to death. And indeed, Bombers have to keep the pace tonight.
Colby Robertson's been on at least 2 all-tournament teams we've seen thus far this year. He's 5'8", but he's the fastest guy on the floor, and he's probably going to get his. He's going to make some opportunities based on just his speed and his speed alone, and that's the guy that the Bombers are going to have to contain. We've watched these Bombers and this playing style for years. They're going to play great defense. They're going to grind you down, and they're going to try to beat you 44-40.
Yes.
That's if everything happens the way the Bombers want, that's what's going to happen tonight. Illini West, on the other hand, is going to have to try to break through that and use their speed. They've got youth inside, whereas Macomb has Deion Doyle and Ian Case, the twin towers down in there, if you will. They have they've got a 6'4" Wesley Robertson down underneath for Illini West to try to combat that, but he's just a sophomore, and sometimes that couple of years difference makes the difference in underneath if you have a game where you get to bang and play a little bit.
Absolutely, indeed. Again, let us know where you're watching from in the Bomber roll call below. I do want to give a shout-out to the Keens and the Terry family, and great-grandma Terry, who is watching from Strasburg, Illinois tonight. Shout-out to them. And certainly good to have them watching from down in Strasburg, Illinois tonight. And
I hope it's warmer there.
Well, they are a little bit closer to the equator, if you will. I got a call from Papa Keen. He said the weather is just a little bit more warm down there. I'm not sure how much, but
what'd he do? Go to Florida on us?
Southern Illinois weather. About 3 minutes away from the opening tip-off. This is the Allen Thompson State Farm of Macomb pregame show. We'll go over the lineups here. Macomb. We'll go with their traditional starters, but we'll meet Illini West first. They'll start Colby Kerfman, Ethan Carlisle, Hayden Rankin, Reese Shoup, and Wesley Robertson. Colin Kerfman, correction there. And then Macomb, Jeremy Anderson at the helm of the program. We'll go with their traditional 5 at Drew Watson, Connor Bishop, Deion Doyle, Braden Holthouse, and Ian Case. One of the things the Bombers also got to do tonight is get some early shots to fall, because it seems as if when this Macomb team can get those early shots to fall early on, and then it just starts finding that rhythm.
Really, the first 4 minutes of the game and the first 4 minutes of the second half set the tone for the Bombers. If they can squirt out and get to a 20-point lead, which they can do if everybody hits, that usually spells doom for the other team. But they've also been, and that's what happened at the Thanksgiving game. They took a break when they came out of halftime, and Illini West was able to reel all the way back in. And once they finally got there, they had the momentum, and that's what kept it head-to-head versus Macomb being able to pull away. They got it done in double overtime, but we'll see what happens tonight.
They did. That game was all the way back on November 24th. Macomb 55, Illini West 53, improved Macomb to 4-0 on the year. Truly, the BPC Spartan Tip-Off Classic feels like a lifetime ago, and I say this each and every year about basketball season. It seems as if we hit November, teams start practicing, we get to the Thanksgiving tournaments, and then all of a sudden you look at the calendar and you're through the Christmas tournaments, and all of a sudden you're looking at postseason already.
We can talk about it and use it just because they did play each other then, but you're exactly right. These teams are not at all like they were at that point in the season right now.
It is going to be an exciting matchup indeed. We are about a minute away from the opening introductions. The Macomb Bomber Pep Band is here, and we're going to send it to our PA announcer tonight, Mr. Greg Duncan, for the opening starting lineups. Let's play basketball. It's been 2 weeks since we've tapped one away here at the hangar. Dave Schaefer, Nick Knowles, Gary Woodkirk in the stripes, Dion Doyle, and Hayden Rankin at center court to tap it away. 2 weeks since the last contest. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is Macomb Bomber basketball on the Bombers Sports Network. Up and underway, and let's get fired up from the Macomb High Cheer Squad. Bombers in their traditional home whites, orange and black trim on the sides. The Chargers debuting a bright Illini orange with the navy blue on the side. And a good atmosphere tonight. The Carthage fans found their way in as Doyle gets up and in, and the Bombers on the board early.
That's a good start for Macomb. If they can do that, it's going to be a long night for the Chargers.
Indeed. Good drive, toss up, off the back iron, no good, tapped around. Bombers recover, and here we go. Game up-tempo already. Watson tosses, won't go. Doyle's there to pick it up and in.
One minute in, Deion Doyle 4, the Chargers nothing.
Doyle could be the difference maker in this one tonight. If Doyle, Holthouse are all systems go tonight, and Drew Watson in there maybe too, be a long night, and there's our first whistle of the night.
Now, I was able to help Greg Duncan make sure that the starting lineups went off without hitch there. What we learned was, I don't know that Mr. Kimmel really wanted Colin Kerfman as his starter because he was very surprised when he came out. Now Colby Robertson comes in.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think he actually put the wrong X on the wrong line in the book.
I think you might be right. Obviously, obviously, no technical or anything there. It was.
Well, they didn't do the technical because they went with Kerfman.
Bishop with it on the other side. They'll toss it to Case. Case out to Bishop. Holthouse with a drive, looking for something. Chargers may not be big in size, but I tell you what, not only do they get up and down the floor, but their defense is pretty good too.
They're going to get up in you just like the Bombers do.
That will be on Carlisle. His first, team first as well.
Now, we talked about Wesley Robertson being young, but also remember that Ethan Carlisle's a sophomore as well.
Colby Robertson there with grab and go. About 2 minutes into this game. 4-0 Macomb. Illini West looking to change that on this possession. Ball loose, out of bounds, off the door. Stays with Illini West.
That's one thing that the Bombers will do to make it tough for the Chargers all night long. You see they're right up on the hip pocket of the offensive player there on defense.
Chargers looking, Carlisle. He kicked back out top of the key. Chargers will reset. Blaze Kimmel up making his play call, and he will move back towards his stool on the sideline. Ball loose down low, toss up off the back iron, no good. Tapped around. I don't know if that was supposed to go in, but it did.
Hayden Rankin doing work against a 6'7" Ian Case underneath.
Rankin with the basket there, and the Chargers are on the board.
Robertson actually got the tip in.
Yeah, they'll give it to Robertson.
That's a three from Braden Holthouse.
And a Brown shoe fit 3 ball from Braden Holthouse there. Holthouse on the board, and I talked to him earlier today, and a lot of these basketball players anxious to get back on the floor, do something other than practice.
Yeah, gets really tiring of going against each other all the time.
And that shot up and good for Carlisle. 7-4, 3-point game.
He's got a nice little move there as he was able to explode to the basket. Again, that speed is something we talked about in the pregame.
Absolutely. Case will keep it on the outside. Holthouse with it. Again, Bombers have to find a way to keep the pace tonight and set it at the way they want it. Can't get too panicky here early as there's a whistle, and that will be waved off.
Yep, I think that was before the shot. Yeah. Dion was on the drive and made contact with Wesley Robertson.
That foul charge to Wesley Robertson. Out of bounds here for Drew Watson. He'll get it to Braden Holthouse, top of the key. And another one of these things, as we talked about the winter weather storm that came in, you really didn't know a week ago what team you're kind of preparing for. You know, Bombers were preparing to played North Mac at North Mac, and then that kind of the night before I actually watched the practice, and all signs were that game wasn't going to happen. And then you started preparing for Riverdale. Riverdale doesn't happen, and then Jeremy Anderson obviously turning his focus to the Chargers of Illini West for this week.
Well, the focus they need to turn on now is they started out very quickly with the 2 quick buckets by Doyle, but Illini West is still hanging here with 3:48 left in the first.
Top of the key for Colby Robertson. Robertson in the corner for 3. He got it. And we are tied at 7 apiece, just like that, folks. Doyle with it outside. 3-ball Doyle. This will bring the house down. Dion Doyle for 3. A Brown shoe fit 3-ball. And it's 10-7. Bomber basketball again. Jake Hobson coming in. Blaze Kimmel also making some changes in his lineup as well.
This will be a little bit different look for the Bombers. Whenever Jake Hobson's on the floor, there's usually a lot of contact underneath. He generally finds a way to get away with it. It's a different mentality because they're banging underneath, looking for rebounds, and usually a couple easy buckets.
Holthouse sets up the Bomber offense. Here's Doyle in the paint and a whistle.
To the naked eye, he traveled, but he traveled because there was contact from Illini West.
Steven Sparks, his first, team third. 10-7, Bombers by 3 here on this Friday night. Chargers get it back here. And we'll move the other way. Chargers move it around the outside, kind of setting the pace as they want on this end. Drew Watson on the defense there. Shot up, no good from Colby Robertson. Jeremy Anderson makes his play call. Holthouse with it.
I don't think he's missed yet.
I don't think so either. Holthouse, another Brown shoe fit 3-ball, and it's 13-7. Chargers can torque their way up, doesn't get anywhere. Bombers will take it back the other way.
That was a nice move underneath by Robertson. He just couldn't finish.
Holthouse to the basket. Yes. Holthouse scoring a foul. And Holthouse and Doyle dropped 20 2 weeks ago when the Bombers played Taylorville at home.
Niederman tried to draw the charge there. He just didn't quite get there fast enough.
So 16-7 now, as Holthouse will make the free throw. And
That's a 9-0 run since it was tied at 7.
Watson on the outside perimeter feeds to Case. Minute 25 to go, 16-7. Case with it down low. In and out, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes back, and that is the right call.
Yep. Ian had an idea there, and he took off after getting the offensive rebound. He did a good job there, but Ethan Carlisle was in the way.
16-7, Bombers lead the Chargers here Friday Night Hoops. It's a 48-hour doubleheader. Bombers are here tonight at home, and then quick turnaround. They'll be on the bus about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we'll head to Monmouth for a 1 o'clock JV varsity game, 1 and 2:30. So a lot of basketball in this 2-day span after 2 weeks off the court.
It's another nice move underneath by Robertson there. Ian Case played great defense. He left his feet there, but Holthouse got him on the backside.
Be the Bombers' third foul. First one is no good for Robertson. Second one, he got it. 16-8 now. 47 seconds to play opening quarter here at the Hangar in Macomb. And Hobson gets a hand knocked on him, and that will be the 5th team foul for the Chargers, which means double bonus. Do you like that new rule this year?
Say again.
The 5 team foul?
Don't get me started. We don't have time for that. Jake Hobson, though, we talked about him when he came in. I think most of his baskets this year are from within 3 feet of the hoop. He's able to penetrate and get down in there. Colby Robertson had no other recourse there but to jump up and foul him.
Jake's one of those players that's grown a lot in his role the past year.
Yeah, he knows his role and he's good at it.
Chargers take it back here, 17-8. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. How about this? Leatherneck football in the house tonight. Front row over there, the associate head coach, a couple assistants. Always good to have support from the Leatherneck side of things, too, across the town. Top of the key for Carlisle. 10 seconds to go, and a whistle and a foul.
2 hands on Malachi.
Conley's first team 4th. .9 to go here. All Charger basketball. They can work with it however they want if they can get it in here. Deep pass. Bishop and Holthouse on the defense there. 4 seconds left. 3 ball on the way off the front of the rim. No good. Chargers get the rebound, put it up at the buzzer. Up and no good for Niederman. And that is how 1 quarter of play comes to an end. 17-8. We'll take a short break back after this in 30 seconds on the Bombers Sports Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
We are back here at the Hangar in Macomb, Illinois. Justice Keene alongside Jake Croxton, who was typically on the PA here at the high school gym. He's alongside us tonight. Greg Duncan on the PA here. And Chargers and the Bombers, the Friday night game of the week here as we make our way out of the snow. And the Bomber student section back on their feet. Blackout theme tonight down below on the floor. Chargers will begin with the basketball as we start the second quarter. Robertson gets the Chargers going here early.
That's what he does best. He's able to just penetrate, stop, pop, just inside the free throw line and nothing but net.
Bombers on the other side. Conley's in there as we get the second quarter started, along with Drew Watson, Braden Holthouse, Jake Hobson, and then Doyle down low. Doyle drives, looking for something, contorts his way, 360 up and in. 19-10, and Doyle does that pretty well there, just finding a way to get a basket.
He has 9 points already with a minute left in the second quarter.
Three ball for the Chargers won't go. Conley with it at the top of the key. Holthouse back outside again to Conley.
Conley's quick on his feet, and that time he caught the defender by surprise. He was headed in and ended up drawing the foul there.
Carlisle picks up his second personal for Illini West, his second team first. Holthouse with on the outside. Here is Drew Watson. Watson with a three ball. Won't go. Rebound, Colby Robertson.
5'8" Colby Robertson with the rebound there.
Fast and furious for the Chargers. He gets him down the floor. Wide open three ball. Won't go for Carlisle. And we'll go the other way now. Uh-oh. Just wasn't the right time for that. Robertson back the other way. About 2 minutes into this second quarter. Pace has picked up immensely in the past few seconds. Bang, a three ball good for Carlisle. He's got 2 on the night.
That's where that last trip down for the Bombers hurt you just a little bit, because now you've given Illini West 2 shots to do what they wanted to do there, and this time they hit the 3.
Watson to Conley. Conley for 3. Can he answer the Chargers 3? No. Hobson's there, though, and he's whistled for a foul.
And again, Hobson to the line from 3 feet away from the basket.
He knows his role, and he does it good. Rankin with his first personal, team second. And it sends Hobson for 2 more. 1 of 2 on the night already. First one up, and he got it.
That's the other part of his role. If you're going to be that guy that gets the free throw opportunity, you also have to convert it when you get there.
2013. Makes the second one. So 21-13 now. 2 of 2 goes Hobson. Carlisle gets one to go. 21-15.
Carlisle just slipped behind the defenders there, and again, he was right there underneath the basket from 3 feet away as well. Malachi couldn't do anything with him.
5 minutes to go in this first half. 21-15. Conley with it, looking for answers. Conley gets it to go. Wasn't very pretty, but he got it done. The Macomb band, I was about to say that if that was Illini West, I kind of looked over there. The band's on the opposite side here, and they're on their feet cheering on the Bombers over here as well. Good crowd tonight on hand. Probably one of the bigger ones we've seen this year for a Macomb boys game at the hangar. Macomb band section up there is kind of like the Orange Crush last night in Michigan, where kind of unveiling themselves at the top.
They're over the top of the Charger fans, making sure that they're not having a good time.
I love it. 3:58 to go, first half, 23-15. Bombers lead the Chargers, and now the Bombers have the pace they want on this Chargers team. Carlisle kicks out to Robertson. Robertson, 360 move, won't go. Doyle on the rebound. Ahead. Speedy move to Watson. Watson tosses up and in. And it's a 10-point lead for the Bombers now, 25-15.
That's exactly what the Bombers want. They played great defense there. It seemed about like a 2-minute possession. They get the stop, and then immediately, 4 seconds later, Drew Watson's got the layup.
Jeremy Anderson obviously feeling a little bit calmer now. And the reason I know that is the play card has been put in the back pocket for right now.
Yes.
I say, if there's one way to know if Coach Anderson is, if his adrenaline's up and moving, does he have the play card in his hand or not? And it is back in his pocket right now, 25-15.
Well, he's also standing up, pacing like a panther. He's not crouched down, ready to pounce on something.
Exactly. Chargers with it here, 3:20 to go in the first half, second quarter. Robertson with a drive and a whistle.
And again, that's what Robertson does. He's able to draw the foul there. He was just a little bit quicker than everybody.
So Drew Watson's first, team second.
Nice look inside.
Sparks gets it to go. And timeout, Blaze Kimmel. It is a full timeout. That's a good timeout there. Get a shot to go, and now you can kind of recollect your thoughts in that huddle.
Yeah, I'm sure he's drawing up something to do. They're probably going to change the strategy up just a little bit. It's now down to an 8-point lead after that basket.
Steven Sparks getting on the board for the Illini West Chargers for the first time tonight. 25-17 is our score. Thanks for being with us tonight. Friday Night Hoops, finally nice to get out of the house and have a basketball game, as snowy as it has been, and winter weather. Viewers from all over tonight, from Quincy, Illinois, Bedford, Texas, UM Autos, the whole family cheering on the Bombers from there. Las Vegas, Macomb. Kelly Sears says, shouldn't you be getting ready for Florida? That was earlier.
Yeah, I wish.
Bartonville, Illinois, and Adair, Illinois, along with Strasburg, Illinois tonight as well. Good to have you with us tonight. The game of the week, if you will, during the weekday, and then
it's the only game, isn't it? Everybody else is canceled.
Exactly. So it's the game of the week, and then tomorrow we'll be with you from Monmouth at the Shoebox as the Bombers take on the Titans, and that another game that never gets old. Indeed. Out of the timeout, Bombers will take it back. They lead 25-17. Coach Kimmel taking that full timeout. They got 4 left for the game. Bishop with it on the outside. He'll feed to Case for 3. Bang!
And Case blows a kiss to the fan section.
Case with the 3 ball. A Brown shoe fit 3 ball. 28-17 with the kiss. Robertson back the other way. 2.5 to play. Robertson down low. Ahead to Robertson.
Dion's not happy, but
no,
he left his feet there. And when he came down, there was Wesley Robertson. And that's why his number's called for the foul.
Be his first, team third. Get everybody a breather here with some free throws. First one is good. Second one, he got it as well. 28-19. Case to Holthouse for 3. In and out, no good. That might have been the first one he's missed tonight. Doyle looks for his options, finds Case scoring a foul. I think one of the things that's not talked about as much this year for Macomb, and that should be, is the bench energy. You know, everybody's cheering on everybody towards the end of the bench there. You know, when somebody makes a good play, and that there's that good vibe that comes from the team cheering on everybody else.
That's not just something you can command to make happen either.
Exactly.
Everybody has to be invested.
30-19 as Case missed the free throw. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Sparks gets it to go, and now it's 30-21. And that's one of the things we saw at BPC earlier this year. Illini West is not afraid to play this game in kind of the wave scenario, if you will, where, you know, it might be a 9-point game at one point, but they can turn it around and make it a 3 or 2 point game in just a couple possessions.
Right, you've got to keep executing, because if they are in one of those waves and you're not scoring and you're in a drought at the moment, all of a sudden they're right back in it.
We saw that with Southeastern at the holiday tournament.
We did.
When they played them.
I'm sure that's something that Coach Kimmel wishes that he could correct a little bit and do that all game long, but that's why you play the game.
Reshoot gets it up to go, and the Chargers cutting back in, not going away at all. Coach Anderson makes his playing call as Holthouse feeds to Case. Doyle, is it a three? It is. It's a Brown Shufit three. Doyle is hot, and we're back to double-digit lead.
Doyle, the first Bomber into double figures for the night with 12.
Chargers with a drive. They'll kick back outside. 37 seconds to work with. Robertson on the outside with it. 33-23.
Looks like they're going to try to hold for one here.
Chargers being patient with it. No shot clock here like the holiday tournament when we last saw them, so they can play as long as they want. 12 seconds left. Illini West going to have the last possession of the first half like they did in the first quarter. Oh, man. That probably didn't feel too good. Good sportsmanship there from Shoop. Making sure Connor Bishop's okay after as he kind of laughs.
He thought he was coming out.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of a limp to him, but Jeremy Anderson puts the brakes on and says, nope, you're staying.
7.1 to work with. 12. 4 seconds. 3. Robertson with a drive. Toss up to the basket. Up and in at the buzzer. Colby Robertson and Justin Ellison not happy with that last play.
That poor
slams the clipboard. With some passion, he's first into the locker room. And this Bomber team now has to go into the locker room kind of on a sour note, needing some more motivation in this going into the second half.
Well, just like we said in the beginning, now the next 4 minutes of this contest when we get through halftime are going to be the difference as to whether or not the Bombers are able to pull away comfortably or whether or not we have a shootout right down to the end again.
33-25. We'll take a short break, and we're back with more on the Rhino Beyond Sales halftime report back after this on the Bomber Sports Network.
Bomber Basketball is brought to you by Alan Thompson State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance needs, stop by today for a free quote or give them a call at 309-833-2400. You can also visit them online at www.allansf.com. Like a good neighbor, Alan Thompson is there. The Macomb Bomber Booster Club. Visit them today at www.bombersports.org to find out how you can get signed up and support all Bomber athletics this season. Get in the game. Join the Bomber Sports Boosters today. Ron Elbiato Sales. Elbiato Sales, family-owned and operated, located at 1525 East Jackson Street in Macomb, offering you the best quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop in or visit us online at lbsellscars.com to see our full list of inventory. The YMCA in McDonough County. The YMCA has tons of programs to offer and are now enrolling for their fall session. Check out their website for more information at www.macombymca.org or contact them at 309-833-2129. The YMCA in McDonough County, now open 24/7 for those 18 years or older. Brown Shoe Fit of Macomb. At Brown's, we know feet. We've been fitting people like you with comfortable footwear for over 100 years. Brown Shoe Fit in Macomb. Abram Olson, Country Financial. Get business, farm, life insurance, and retirement planning from Country Financial. We help you find the insurance and all the financial solutions with the right tools at the right time. Let Abram Olson help you out. Give him a call at 309-836-2885 or stop in at 1601 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Billy's Furniture. Quality, style, comfort, and value. You'll find it all at Billy's Furniture in Macomb. Stop in and see Jeremy and the guys today for all your furniture needs. Located at 1401 East Jackson Street in Macomb. Westside Lumber of Macomb. Located at 1301 West Jackson Street in Macomb, Illinois. Shop Ace Hardware for your grills, hardware, home improvement, lawn, and garden tools. Westside Lumber, your helpful hardware place. Ryan Bringer Chiropractic, specializing in all your chiropractic needs. Dr. Bringer is located at 1526 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Give him a call to schedule your next appointment at 309-837-1466. Bringer Chiropractic. Discover what your chiropractic can do for you. Pumo Insurance Agency. Let their friendly, experienced, and knowledgeable staff help you find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it be home, auto, life, agriculture, individual, or group insurance, they've got you covered. Pumo Insurance, 19 East Side Square in Macomb. First Bankers Trust Company, where customers are always first. Proudly serving the communities of Quincy, Minden, Carthage, Rushville, and Macomb, along with Springfield and adjacent counties in Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. The best financial service company in the market.
We're back here at the hangar. We'll get the camera back on here momentarily as our cameraman makes his way back up to the top. Justice Keene, Jake Thruxton alongside each other here. And good first half from both teams. First quarter was kind of off and on, and then both teams really hit the floor in the second quarter. Dion Doyle leading Macomb with 12. Braden Holthouse behind with 9. Ethan Carlisle with 10 for the Chargers. Sparks adds 4. Wesley Robertson adding 5. And what do the Chargers have to do in the second half to find their way to a win in the hangar tonight if they want to do it?
I hate to belabor the same point we just talked about, but these first 4 minutes are going to be very crucial to start the half. They're going to hope that they can get the Bombers to miss a couple times and then go down and quickly score and try to cut the lead down. It's 8 right now. If all of a sudden that's at 4, you feel like you can trade baskets and see what happens throughout the rest of the half, third quarter even, before you get to the fourth and see what happens to get right back in the game. Now, I know this will shock you. Blaze Kimmel was very adamant that Colby Robertson would start the second half, not Colin Kerfman.
Tim Lafferty and I just had that discussion down on the floor about a moment ago. I said I flashed him the 5, which we do to the coaches to check the starters at halftime, and he came over to me and said, we want Colby Robertson instead of Colin Kerfman. He goes, not that we have anything against Colin, but Colby is our guy in the lineup, and I said, I figured that. So they'll go with Colby Robertson, Carlisle, Rankin, Shoup, and Robertson. Macomb with their 5 of Watson, Bishop, Doyle, Holthouse, and Case.
Not that you ever want to have one of those little flub-ups in the book and mark the wrong guy, but it's definitely not your best player on the floor you want to lead off.
Exactly, and certainly one of those games, particularly you don't want to do it in about a month from now when you're in the postseason, because that's when it really could get you.
Yeah, but those things happen. Mistakes are made.
Yep.
Feelings are hurt, but now it's over, and now it's time to start the second half.
Exactly. 8 minutes on the clock, Bomber basketball, and we have 16 minutes till we find a winner in this one. Bombers, Chargers, let's get fired up from the cheerleading squad. Case on the outside to Doyle. He'll feed to the top, Holthouse.
Sometimes the Bombers like to start this first possession with a lob, and that didn't work out, did it?
No, it did not. 7:45 to go, 33-25, 15 seconds in to the third quarter. Chargers and the Bombers, the Friday night game of the week here on the BSN.
So back to your question, to end halftime, what did Illini West want to happen? That's it. Now we'll see if Carlisle can get a bucket here.
Chargers with it on the outside. And Colby Robertson will direct traffic. He is in the lineup now. Illini West certainly playing a little bit more quote-unquote organized basketball right now than what we saw in the first half. A little bit slower and a little bit kind of more paced, if you will. Toss up there, no good, and the Bombers will take it back the other way.
Carlisle had a nice cut to the basket on the pick and roll there, but I don't think Robertson could see him over the top of Ian Case.
Here is Case with a kick outside. Connor Bishop. And a whistle. Connor Bishop just picked up his second foul, team first of the second half.
What was his position in football?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, actually.
I'm going to guess linebacker, maybe?
Yes, you're right.
That makes sense after that last play.
Robertson on the outside with a drive and the kick out. Robertson with a drive, turnaround. That had to go, and it did. Colby has 4 points now, and all it takes is 1 or 2 baskets to go, and then the momentum shifts in the gym.
Now the lead is 6. It's 2 possessions.
Caves on the outside, beyond the arc. He'll feed over to Holthouse. Case looking for something. 5:50 to play in the third quarter. Holthouse for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound Chargers and a whistle.
Oh. Ian Case with a look over to the bench. What did I do, Coach? Well, I'm not sure either.
So Case will have a seat now. He has 3 personal fouls. 33-27. Bombers with the lead. Chargers trying to change that and cut into this even more as they get it the other way. Robertson, quick fire, he got it. If he finds it in the second, if Robertson finds it in the second half here, this ball game could change.
He can go off in spurts like we talked about. He usually ends up with 20 at least.
Conley, pull up jumper, it's good.
That was a nice answer there by Malachi.
It was. He's one of those guys that if you kind of need an answer, he can give you one.
Looks like he's moving a little bit better there before Christmas. He seemed to have a bit of an injury problem with his leg. Uh-oh, here comes Dion.
Doyle, about 3 on one of the basket. Up, no good. Holthouse trying to get a hand on it. He does. Doyle resets. Kick outside to Conley. Conley to Watson.
We failed to mention ago when Kay sat down, Jake Hobson came back in. That changes the style of all that the Bombers are playing.
Watson for 3 didn't go. Rebound Doyle, his shot doesn't go. Conley kicks it back out and resets to Drew Watson. Hobson looks down low, finds Doyle, up and in.
And there's 4 minutes left. So that first 4 minutes we talked about, the Bombers seem to have weathered the storm and only lost 1 point of their advantage.
37-29 is the score now as we are under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Toss-up is no good. 37-29 as Jeremy Anderson says, relax and bring it down a little bit.
And when you're up 8 and you work the clock for 2 minutes and get a bucket, that's usually a pretty good strategy to keep it right where you want it, right?
It is indeed. 3 ball, bang!
That doesn't hurt either.
No, it does not. Conley kind of switches the gym a little bit, the shifted momentum, kind of, 40-29 now. And it's an 11-point lead all of a sudden for the Bombers.
Coach Anderson with the fast clap here, trying to motivate his guys to get a stop down here.
Shoop gets one to go. Shoop with 4 on the night now. Hobson to Holthouse, 2:40 to play, third quarter. Watson with a drive, and a whistle.
Illini West foul number 2, Colby Robertson, his team first, into the Charger lineup number 20, Steven Sparks.
Robertson's first, team first as well. Holthouse on the outside with a drive and another whistle.
Shoop says, man, I was straight up, but the problem is that you were also there with the body.
Sparks' third foul. Holthouse at the line.
Holthouse to the line for the Bombers.
Uncharacteristic miss by Holthouse there.
Yes,
He's usually pretty automatic from the line.
Second one on the way. That one hit every part of the rim. So 1 of 2 there for Braden Holthouse. He'll make the second one, 41-31, lead to 10.
And that was the same move on the other end. He drove right at Drew Watson, and he couldn't get out of the way in time either.
Bomber foul number 1, Drew Watson, his second, team third.
Drew's second personal foul. First one's good. Second one for Robertson's good as well. 2 of 2. 41-33 the score now. Under 2 to go in the third quarter, and Doyle with a whistle.
Deion Doyle was the focal point of the offense there in the first half. It seemed like the Chargers have done a little bit better job on him here in the third quarter.
Conley to the corner. He'll find Holthouse, and they'll go back and forth. Doyle, toss up, he got it. 10-point lead, 43-33. Doyle with 16 now. Chargers move it around here. Robertson to Sparks, who gets it to go.
Can't defend it much better than that. A lot of traffic there, but Sparks was able to slip behind Deion Doyle at the basket and convert from 2 feet away.
Did a nice job. 43-35 now. Holthouse to Doyle, down low, toss up, spin around, won't go. Rebound to Illini West. 40 seconds to go, third quarter. Robertson with it. They'll reset. Kimmel will make his play call.
Going to hold for one again.
Yep. Bombers are going to set back and let them do it. No reason to foul, up 43-35. Blaze Kimmel directing traffic. Here we go, just like practice now if you're Illini West. 8 seconds left. Robertson looks, corner, 3-ball on the way. Good if it goes. Yes. Niederman. Niederman gets it to go, 43-38. And Jake, I think we have a ball game going into the fourth quarter.
Well, we kept talking about the first 4 minutes. Apparently we forgot about the last 4 minutes of the third quarter there. And now, Illini West, give them credit, they didn't go away. They've taken the punch. They've taken the body shot. Now it's a 5-point ball game down the stretch of the fourth quarter.
We're about 50 seconds away from the fourth quarter starting, and the Bomber student section is going to – no, they're not. Never mind. 43-38 as we go to this fourth quarter. If you're Macomb, what do you have to do here to calm you guys down after that last second three and get refocused?
I don't know that you need to calm them down. You just need to go back out and execute.
Yes.
Hit them back in the mouth and keep doing what you've been doing all night.
43-38 is the score going into quarter number 4. Again, Macomb on a 2-game series. They'll play again here tonight and then wake up in the morning about 10 o'clock, have a quick shoot around before you hop on the bus, and they'll head to Monmouth Roseville tomorrow.
One thing we used to talk about quite a bit is how the possession arrow can really affect the total game play here. That 3 happens, and they have the arrow do Illini West.
I just want to say, one, the band student section stuck around. They have their own band section formed over there. 2, Illini West cheerleaders giving them some love as well.
Yeah, this has been fun to watch the dueling fan sections just a little bit.
Charger basketball, fourth quarter is underway. And the Chargers will get things rolling here. Looking for a revenge win after the Bombers stole one at Bushel Prairie City at the beginning of the year. And speaking of that tournament, Blaze Kimmel made his debut with the Chargers against Clay Vass and the Tigers, who were number 1 in the state at the time going into week 1. And it's not ideal when your first game in your head coaching career is against the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, that makes it for interesting night, and you hope for the best.
And Illini West did compete
Ooh.
pretty well with Illini Bluffs that night.
That was a nice move inside the Sparks, but Ian Case was there, and he gets the block.
Fourth quarter underway here, about 2 minutes in, 43-38, Bombers in control. Case, nice 360 move.
Good move by Case on the other end. He comes right down and gets the layup, claps his hands, and gets ready to play defense underneath.
45-38. Chargers moving around the other side. Robertson couldn't get it to go.
He traveled.
Traveling is the call of Macomb basketball.
If you roll over or you stand up, it's a travel.
.6:15 to go. There's a three ball from Holthouse.
There's that hit in the mouth that we talked about coming out into the fourth quarter here. Now all of a sudden the lead's 10 again, and the Illini West worked to get right back into it, and now all of a sudden they got to work just as hard to get back.
An answer the other way from Carlisle. 48. Go ahead.
Trading 3 for 2 doesn't really help get you back in it, though.
No. 48-40, 8-point lead. Down the other way. Toss up good. Wesley Robertson, and this crowd turned into a home game kind of there for a minute for the Chargers. Doyle fouled in motion.
There's that move that Doyle makes. He's so big, but he's also so fast. And when he makes his mind up to head down from the elbow to the block to the basket, there's not many people that I've seen that can stop him.
Doyle makes the first one. (49-30-42). Second one's good as well. 50-42. Eight-point lead. 5:15 to go.
Malachi got the clean block, but I think Drew got him in the chest before he got there.
That's what it looked like, too. Blaze Kimball turned around and got an eye on the section form behind him on the deck. Robertson will shoot 2 as Watson did pick up his third personal foul.
That is why they call it home field advantage.
Exactly. Robertson makes both of them. (50-44). Game still within reach for the Chargers. And a whistle and a foul.
The Illini West crowd gives Nick Knowles the business on that one, but it was still 2 hands.
(50-44). Bombers give it to Case. He goes to the basket.
All of a sudden, he's got 9 points.
Yes.
That's a quiet 9 for Ian Case.
Robertson looking for something. Can't find anything with himself. Feeds over to Niederman for 3.
Niederman's one of those guys you can lose really easy, and if you do, he's going to make you pay.
52-47. 4:23 left. We have a ball game here, folks.
It's a game of runs. 5 for you, 5 for me.
Holthouse with the drive, looks, tosses up, and he got it. Bombers up on defense here. 3:47 to go, 54-47. Turnaround toss up, no good. Rebound Case. Falls loose, almost grabbed by the Chargers. Conley secures it. Jeremy Anderson says, slow down.
Slow down. Nice screen by Case there.
Watson with it. He'll feed to Case. To Conley, 3:17 to go. We hit the 3-minute mark now. Macomb working with it. Ball's loose. Holthouse secures it. No look pass to Conley. Up off the back iron, no good. The Chargers take it the other way and can change a little bit of the trajectory of this contest again.
Robertson right to the hoop.
Scored a foul, and it turns to what could be a 3-point play for Robertson.
That's what we talked about with Colby Robertson in the pregame. He's got that extra burst of speed that's just a little bit quicker than everybody else. He's 5'8". He can run underneath some of these guys, and then he finishes on the other end.
54-49, 2:49 to go. And he got it. 3-point play. And that could be a key one in the ball game.
Are you getting nervous yet? Don't get nervous.
I'm not quite yet. I'll tell you if I do. 54-50. Here is Case to Watson.
Coach Anderson says, I don't care what we do, but we're going to take 2 minutes off the clock to do it.
Doyle, toss up, he got it. $56-50, the 3-ball. The answer won't go. The putback, no. Tapped around, ball's loose, back into the hands of the Chargers. Able to reset once again.
Ooh. Conley was in the right position. He just got too much of the arm when he was trying to get the ball there.
Conley picks up his third personal, team third as well. 56-50. Robertson to the outside. Back to Colby. Colby in the lane. Spin move. Toss up. In and out. No good. Conley the other way. Jeremy Anderson says slow down once again. Minute and a half to go. And a timeout, Macomb. That's
he
a good
really
one.
slowed it down. Slow it down and talk about it for a minute.
Well, let's do that.
You know, that's one thing with the way Jeremy doesn't use a lot of timeouts. And you can literally have some games go by where it's 8 minutes and on to the next quarter, 8 minutes and on to the next. And everything just goes by so fast. But all of a sudden, now you're within 2 minutes of the game. I think it's 1:35. They got the timeout timer on the clock. But now you've got a situation here where it's a 6-point lead, and you're wanting to make sure you come away with points here because that'll make it a 3-possession game. That's really hard to get back into with the pace of this game.
56-50. Jeremy Anderson wraps up his 30-second timeout. Key to note in that game at Bush, and we saw both these teams use every single one of these timeouts. And by the second overtime, you just had the timeouts you got in the overtime.
You looked that up, didn't you?
Actually, no, I did not. Because I didn't have a book that night because I was sitting next to you.
That's
so
right.
I can remember that. And the difference tonight being both teams still with 4 timeouts left. So plenty of time. If they want to talk to their teams, they have the resources to do so. Ball's loose. Picked up by Colby Robertson and the
How
Chargers.
did he stay in bounds?
Robertson, what a great job running the baseline. The 3-ball, bang! Talk about an answer.
All of a sudden, it's a 1-possession game. The Bombers need to get some points here.
That was wonderfully executed.
Here's Case standing by himself over here. Dion got it there.
Doyle tosses it up and in, 58-53.
And again, both coaches are just content letting the clock roll here.
And a foul called there on Braden Holthouse, his third.
Holthouse isn't happy, but it was his chest that ended up causing the contact. That was a body foul.
Team fourth for Macomb. So the next foul the Bombers have, it will be double bonus for the Chargers. Ball movement from the Chargers. Top of the key for Carlisle. 2 dribbles, he'll feed across. Looking. That is Shoup. Shoup outside to Robertson. 28 seconds to go here. Chargers got to get something to go. Robertson in the lane. Toss up. Huge if it goes.
Oh.
Traveling. Blaze Kimmel is frustrated with the call. And he's going to have a conversation with the official.
I thought it was a jump stop.
Bomber basketball. 24 seconds left. Case with it. Looks. Finds Watson across the floor. Bombers moving it. Chargers yet to get a foul. That almost could have been a jump ball call.
It almost could have been an intentional, too, because he didn't exactly play the ball either.
Carlisle's third, team third as well.
Very important. Still 1 foul to give here.
Yes. Chargers still yet to foul. There's 11-6 left. Blaze Kimmel not happy at all.
Now they're in the bonus.
Case out of bounds here, 11.5 to go. Bombers by 5, trying to close this one out. And there it is. That will be on Robertson, his fourth.
Stranger things have happened, but you really want the 2 free throws here to put it out of reach.
It'll be Drew Watson to ice this one for the Bombers. His first one is up after 2 dribbles. Got it. This might be the biggest free throw of the game. The second one. This to secure the victory.
Certainly a dagger if it goes. And
Missed
it didn't.
Rebound Chargers. Take it the other way. Ball's loose. Bomber basketball with 7-8 left. And if Blaze Kimmel was frustrated before those free throws, even more frustrated now, you throw that away, and that will just about ice this one.
Shoup was headed to the basket, and they said, here, take it, and he was headed the other direction.
Chargers are not going to foul. Bombers are going to walk away with another victory on the home floor tonight at the Hangar, 59-53 over the Chargers. Illini West. There will be no revenge tour for the Chargers. Execution is over. Bombers get the victory. And I tell you what, if you're Justin Ellison going into this game with a little bit more hard feelings, that's got to feel pretty good to get the victory tonight.
Well, and beyond that, you really gutted out a victory against a team that you knew was going to come out and challenge you and hit you in the mouth. That's the type of basketball game that the Bombers will learn from. They'll be able to do something at the end of the year here with this game and take it into maybe the second or third round of the regionals, you hope.
6-point victory for the Macomb Bombers tonight at home. Nicely done indeed. Got a little bit close at the end, but I tell you what, the atmosphere was great tonight. Bombers get a victory. Illini West competes right to the final buzzer. And I tell you what, that's one thing that you can guarantee with the Illini West team. Doesn't matter who's coaching them, they play to the last buzzer.
Well, since we were the only game in town and you assume everybody's watching us, I'm sure Bomber Sports Network has 4 million viewers tonight, right?
We got 35 and 29 on both platforms.
35 and 29. So everybody that's snowed in got to watch a great basketball game tonight. That's what we expected. We didn't expect a 30-point blowout on either side. And everybody made everybody work. And if you did watch, hopefully you're entertained.
It was a fun one indeed. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more from the post-game show. We'll hear from Coach Jeremy Anderson. He shakes his head and gets some fist bumps from the little Macomb Bombers down there. Back with more from Macomb High School after this. This is the post-game show on the Bomber Sports Network.
Bomber Basketball is brought to you by Allen Thompson State Farm Insurance. For all your insurance needs, stop by today for a free quote or give them a call at 309-833-2400. You can also visit them online at www.allensf.com. Like a good neighbor, Alan Thompson is there. The Macomb Bomber Booster Club. Visit them today at www.bombersports.org to find out how you can get signed up and support all Bomber athletics this season. Get in the game. Join the Bomber Sports Boosters today. Ron Elbiato Sales. Elbiato Sales, family-owned and operated, located at 1525 East Jackson Street in Macomb, offering you the best quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop in or visit us online at lbsellscars.com to see our full list of inventory. The YMCA in McDonough County. The YMCA has tons of programs to offer and are now enrolling for their fall session. Check out their website for more information at www.macombymca.org or contact them at 309-833-2129. The YMCA in McDonough County, now open 24/7 for those 18 years or older. Brown Shoe Fit in Macomb. At Brown's, we know feet. We've been fitting people like you with comfortable footwear for over 100 years. Brown Shoe Fit in Macomb. Abram Olson Country Financial. Get business, farm, life insurance, and retirement planning from Country Financial. We help you find the insurance and all the financial solutions with the right tools at the right time. Let Abram Olson help you out. Give him a call at 309-836-2885 or stop in at 1601 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Billy's Furniture. Quality, style, comfort, and value. You'll find it all at Billy's Furniture in Macomb. Stop in and see Jeremy and the guys today for all your furniture needs. Located at 1401 East Jackson Street in Macomb. Westside Lumber of Macomb. Located at 1301 West Jackson Street in Macomb, Illinois. Shop Ace Hardware for your grills, hardware, home improvement, lawn, and garden tools. Westside Lumber, your helpful hardware place. Ryan Bringer Chiropractic, specializing in all your chiropractic needs. Dr. Bringer is located at 1526 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Give him a call to schedule your next appointment at 309-837-1466. Bringer Chiropractic. Discover what your chiropractic can do for you. Pumo Insurance Agency. Let their friendly, experienced, and knowledgeable staff help you find the best coverage for your needs. Whether it be home, auto, life, agriculture, individual, or group insurance, they've got you covered. Pumo Insurance, 19 East Side Square in Macomb. First Bankers Trust Company, where customers are always first. Proudly serving the communities of Quincy, Minden, Carthage, Rushville, and Macomb, along with Springfield and adjacent counties in Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. The best financial service company in the market.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Bomber Basketball is brought to you by Ryan Bringer Chiropractic, specializing in all your chiropractic needs. Dr. Bringer is located at 1526 West Jackson Street in Macomb. Give him a call to schedule your next appointment at 309-837-1466. Bringer Chiropractic. Discover what your chiropractic can do for you.
We are joined by Bombers headman Jeremy Anderson here on the post-game show. And, Coach, you know, you don't play for 2 weeks, and you never know when your next game is going to be with the weather. And you come out tonight and you get a nice win over a good Illini West team.
We talked about downstairs previous to the game that I asked the guys, do you realize that it's been as long of a time frame that since we haven't played than it was from day one of practice to go into the Bushnell tournament? And that kind of put it in perspective to them. You know, you get those 2 weeks and 12 days of practice before you go play 5 games at Bushnell. Well, we hadn't played in 2 weeks, and we didn't get 12 practices in. And so it's almost like you're starting over. And Coach and I talked about it before the game, and they feel the exact same way. And anybody in our area is going to feel the exact same way. And it's tough, and you hope you can rely on the things that you have in already. You hope you can rely on your guys being mentally tough enough to remember how we're supposed to do things. And I thought in this game, Illini West really puts a lot of pressure on your defense because number 2 can penetrate the ball so well. And then they had guys that were stepping up and making shots. And thank goodness we got just enough stops, and we were able to get buckets down inside and kind of answer. Each time they got to within 4 points or so, we got a bucket and got it back to 6 or 8. But that was a good game. They're much improved, and I could totally see them knocking somebody off when it comes to regional time.
Yeah, it's about that time once again, and it's hard to believe the season is flying by. Bombers, again, we get the victory tonight, 59-53. We're talking to Bombers coach Jeremy Anderson, and, you know, you kind of talk about that 2-week layoff, and I don't know if it was a challenge for you, but one of those things, you don't know who you're going to play next. So, I was here the night you were prepping for North Mac, and then, you kind of – everybody had the gut feeling that night with the big snowstorm coming in. That's not happening. You're preparing for Riverdale that Monday. That gets wiped out. So, it was one of those weeks where you really didn't know what was next.
We actually have done that 3 times because we spent a lot of effort prepping for Pittsfield. Didn't play them. We spent a lot of effort prepping for North Mac. Didn't play them. We spent a lot of effort prepping for Riverdale. Didn't play them. But the older I get, the more I realize that all of that stuff's out of my control. We just have to try to be as prepared as we can, keep the guys in shape, keep their habits up. And so maybe it's more important what you're doing in practice for you and not so much for them. And I think that was something that I kind of learned here tonight. There's definitely some things we need to work on regardless of opponent that I think if we went back and watched the video of this game, we could see that relatively clearly.
So you guys get the 6-point win tonight. You get a quick night of sleep, and then tomorrow morning you'll be back here for a little shoot-around. And then you get to go play a good Monmouth Roseville team.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Monmouth Roseville of late. I thought they had a good showing at the holiday tournament. They've had a couple of real good games, too, since then. I know they played Riverdale to a really close game just the other night. They're well-coached. They're big, physical, strong, going to play really good defense. They have some athletic guys that are going to make plays on offense. And so it's going to be a huge test. It's going to be a huge test. But I think our guys will be excited. Anytime Macomb goes to Monmouth, this is just another level of intensity that comes out within both groups, and I think they're really looking forward to it.
Always a pleasure indeed, and I'll leave you with this 48-hour stretch. You're seeing some good teams here. You're playing Illini West and Monmouth Roseville, who you're going to get a high-intensity good game. Is it more helpful for you knowing kind of out of that break you're kind of going to be able to know you're going to play quality opponents and have quality contests?
Well, what always worries me is the expectations of the players. If you go to a game and they have low expectations of their opponent, then that's what their reactions will be. That's what their activity level will be. It'll match that. When you'll go to a game and they know that the team is good, well, they obviously should know Illini West is good because we played them once to double overtime. They know Monmouth's good because actually some of our guys have played with some of their guys through the years in AAU events and other travel-type teams. And just familiarity, they know that they're good. And so their expectations will be high. And so that takes a lot of the worry away from me because I know they'll be giving effort. And so now we just need to concentrate on execution, right? Execution.
All righty, Coach. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you tomorrow in Monmouth.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, Coach. Coach Jeremy Anderson of the postgame show. Bombers 59, Illini West 53. Back with more from the hangar to wrap this thing up. This is Macomb Bomber basketball on the Bomber Sports Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to like experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Welcome back to the post-game show here at Macomb High School. Bombers with a very, very nice 59-53 win to open up conference play on the New Year side of things. 0-1, now they're 1-1 and square things up. Lost to Farmington and a win here tonight. Final numbers here brought to you by our friends at Rhino Auto Sales. For Illini West, Colby Robertson 13, Aiden Hocker with 12, or excuse me, Ethan Carlisle with 12. Steven Sparks adds 6, as does Trey Niederman. Reese Shoup adds 4. Wesley Robertson with 7. For the hometown Bombers, Drew Watson had 3. Malachi Conley had 7. Deion Doyle added 22 points to lead the Bombers tonight. Holthouse was right behind him with 15. Case adds 9, and Jake Hobson adds 3 free throws. Quarter scores. After one, Macomb 17, Illini West 8. Halftime, Macomb 33, Illini West 23. Third quarter, 43-38, Illini West. And in the end, Macomb, final count of this one, 59-53. Jake Croxton is alongside us here, and wrap this thing up. We saw a good ball game tonight.
We did.
And, a lot of fun, and, you don't know what you're going to see after 2 weeks, but I was talking with Coach Anderson. You get to enjoy this one tonight, but then you got to turn around and play a good Monmouth-Roseville team tomorrow.
Well, and that's what's tough is obviously you want to peak at the right time. You want to peak in the postseason. If you lose a couple of these games, you want to make sure that you learn something. I'm sure that's what Blaze Kimmel's going to tell his squad. Yeah, we gave those guys our best shot. We didn't quite come out with it tonight. And the Bombers, on the other hand, they took the best shot from Illini West, and they did some things right at the end and pulled that one out. But did you have school today? We didn't.
We did.
You did, we didn't.
Neither did Illini West.
Havana didn't either.
Exactly.
So what you're going to end up with is an entire semester's worth of basketball crammed into all of these random days with all of these random makeup games, and it's going to get tough real quick for some of these coaches to keep their guys focused, dealing with practice. Maybe I don't get to practice this week because I had 2 games already scheduled and a makeup game, and then I got to travel on Saturday. Whoever manages that the best and peaks at the postseason time, those are the best teams, and that's what's going to happen.
No question about it. Again, final score, Macomb 59, Illini West 53. Macomb's 15-4 on the year now and squares up 1-1 in conference play. Jake Croxton, thanks, sir.
Yep, that was fun.
I was to say that was our first time getting to do a game since we started doing this, and it was a lot of fun, and appreciate you joining along.
Well, I'm usually over there, and you're usually over here. It just worked out tonight, and I don't think I've done something like this probably since I was on the radio, so it's been a while. I don't think you were alive yet.
Probably not. A lot of fun indeed. Final score, 59-53 for Justice Keene. He's Jake Croxton. So long from the hangar. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon in Monmouth, Illinois from the Shoebox Bombers-Titans rivalry game, and bragging rights on the line. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night from Macomb, 59-53 Bombers over the Chargers of Illini West.